inside the Paco Arena Sports and Events Center for our Wednesday doubleheader. We kick things off with the AMC Cotabato Spikers, practically a new team. This is the first time they're joining the Spikers turf against one of the veteran teams here, the Army Troopers, a team that finished 7th last year. So they're obviously want to pick up their game, and they did that in their first match in this conference by defeating their nemesis Navy, a team that they didn't win against in the Open Conference last year.
You talked about number 1 team that placed in the 7th spot. Army was one of the teams that were unfortunately booted out early because of the fact that they were not able to garner as many wins as possible. Actually, halos hindi nanalo yan.
1-5.
Oo, hindi nanalo halos yan. Laban sa Navy Sea Lions na nagtapos sa pangatlong pwesto sa 2022 edition ng ating Spikers Turf. I think the Troopers understanding they need to win as many games as possible as early as they can. Simply because mahaba yung ating preliminary round. Pero lahat ng mga teams, 10 ang lalaroin na mga laban.
And single round robin lang tayo.
Single round robin. Oo, pwede kang humabol sa dulo. But you can bet your bottom dollar na may hirapan kang humabol pagdating sa kayuran. And that's why you want to get as many wins as possible. Makabangko ka ng maaga. And that was a big upset that they were able to pocket in that win versus the Sea Lions in their initial match.
In the meantime, this newcomer, Cotabato, they only got together for the first time in the PNVF Champions League. And they had new additions coming into the Spikers turf. Several players, including Rex Intal, who came from Signal, and several new additions. Mads Gampong also joining the team just this season. How will the chemistry affect their play here, Coach, in the Open Conference of the Spikers?
To be exact, they have 12 new players kasamang Eric. How would the new players affect their chemistry? Well, this team played in the PNBF, which we covered last November. And there are still some players who were not there, who are here right now.
And they placed second
sa Signal.
Right.
So that is something that they can build on. Meaning they had at least 2 months. Pero very hard to get these players together during the holiday season. But they look good. Depth, skill sets, and of course a national team coach and national players in their roster.
Let's turn it over to the Coliseum Parker for the lineup of both teams.
Let's welcome our starting lineup from our Philippine Army Troopers. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 5, Staff Sergeant Benjailo Labide. At number 4, Corporal Antonio Torres. Wearing jersey number 7, Private Carly Nico Ramirez. At number 12, Private First Class Patrick John Rojas. Wearing jersey number 18, Private Mark Christian Enciso. And number 19, Private Kevin Liberato. Libero, number 6, Corporal Jason Uy. Head coach, Sergeant Melvin Carolino. Calling on our AMC Cotabato Spikers. Team captain wear jersey number 7, JV Sumagaysay. At number 11, Joshua Umandal. Wearing jersey number 12, Edward Camposano. Number 13, Chris Sian Silang. Number 17, Madzian Alian Gampong. And number 20, Lloyd Josaphat. Libero, number 1, Vince Patrick Lorenzo. Head coach, Mr. Arthur Oji Mamon. This is match number 9.
There's your starting lineup for the Army Troopers. No change whatsoever for Coach Melvin Carolino. Why fix it when it ain't broken? So we'll see 3 players out of that lineup in double digits, including Jailo Labide, Patrick Rojas, and of course we mentioned Kevin Liberato. On the flip side, a little change for Coach Oji Mamon. He's starting off Cian Silang in the center position instead of Kim Dayantante, but the big guns are still there. You've got Chao Umandal, Mads Gampong, Lloyd Josafat, and JV Sumagay Sai. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between these two teams. Very athletic, very long, and you know, both coaches known for their offense.
Right, of course. And at least two names in that starting lineup para kay Coach Oji Mamon, a part of the national pool for the upcoming Southeast Asian Games in Cambodia come May of 2023. Jao Mandal, of course, and Libero Vince Lorenzo.
Cian Silang sets it up. Camposano with the first point of the opening set. And what an explosive one it is.
Camposano in their first match, a match that they won, had 4 points. Played in the first and third sets.
Yep.
Si Silang naman, dun sa labang yon, naglaro as a reliever in the first and third sets and started out second set for Coach Oji Mamon.
What a setup there. Camposano, though, didn't want to hit it. So an easy ball here for Labide and company. Ramirez sets it up. Rojas rejected. JV Sumagaysay. There you go.
We talked about the offense of both of these teams, but we also have to highlight the defense ng Cotabato, who had a total of 12 blocks. I think that is so far the tournament best. 12 blocks out of 45 attempts as they commit their first service error in this match, coming from Chris Silang, formerly of, I believe, the FEU Tamaraws.
FEU, that's right.
Nico Ramirez, meanwhile, donned the jersey of the Adamson Falcons of Coach Doming Custodio some years back.
An error there on the serve by Ramirez. Speaking of errors, 43 errors by Army, and they still won against Navy in a 5-setter.
Well, Navy had a total of 28 errors. They had 43 over nearly 2 sets.
Yes.
Ang Cotabato naman ay mayroong 28 laban sa 18 ng BNS.
And Liberato picks up where he left off, gets his first point of the match.
Wearing jersey number 19, 26-year-old Kevin Liberato, private first class from the Arellano Chiefs. Best blocker in season 92 in the NCAA.
We mentioned 16 points. He played in all 5 sets. What a tip there. JV Sumagaysay, a player who also you're talking about. Chao Mandal was an import. JV Sumagaysay was an import.
Sila ni Mads Gampong, Malaysia, no?
Yep, Sarawak Hornbill in the Malaysian Volleyball League just last year.
I believe that was post-pandemic. Oh,
yeah, 2022
yung
they
bagong
played.
bukas.
January they played there last
Exacto,
year.
nung na-lift na yung mga restrictions at pwede lang bumiyahe. Sila ni Gampong magkasama.
What a pickup there by Camposano, but no second catch for the Cotabato Spikers. And Army just within 1.
In terms of dig count, 22-55 para sa Cotabato versus BNS, who were 5 digs better than them para naman sa Army against Navy. A total of 33 digs para sa Navy, 23 of 108 naman para sa Army. Kung titignan mo nga yung mga numero, kala mo nanalo yung Navy.
Yeah.
And Josaphat delivers his pet move, a quick set. At 0 tempo para dito kay Lloyd Josaphat. Let's take a look at that again.
Lloyd Josaphat.
0 tempo play. Josaphat delivers his first point, coming off an 8-point game. Itong si Lloyd Josaphat.
Almost an ace for Mads Gampong on the serve. Josaphat tries again. That's picked up by Rojas. Ramirez sets it up. Here comes Enciso. Oh, nowhere to go. Excellent wall put up there by Umandal and Josaphat.
The most number of blocks registered in the 12-block game para sa Cotabato were 2 by Intal and 2 by Fauci Ismail. I guess hindi lang sila yung makagawa ron ng ganong karami, but this is the second kill block already for Cotabato in this set alone.
There's a little push. A good play by Torres.
Antonio Torres scored 8 points as he played 4 sets for Army in that win. Laban sa team ng Navy sa huli nilang laban. Puro veterano to eh.
Yep. Torres is about 29 years old from University of Perpetual Help in Binyan.
Very good time to play volleyball in the men's and women's categories.
Umandal.
Suddenly there's a pro tour, ano?
Of course. There's a push by Enciso. Umandal on the combination play, and Ciso picking it up. Lapide, yes!
Excellent defensive play coming from Enciso. Anticipating that Umandal would try to go for that dump or that dig. Instead, in transition, look at this play. Ramirez going to the open. And that's against the double block. 2-point run para sa Army Troopers.
Mark Enciso out of San Beda
Uy.
with a serve. Silang sets it up. Umandal, that was a little behind Jao Umandal. And Ciso knocks it in. And Army ties the game at 6. What a run for the Troopers here in the opening set.
Enciso has been key to this resurgence para sa Army. 3-point scorer in that first win. Enciso has scored 2 points. The last 2 para dito sa Philippine Army. Only 17 years old. Itong si Maki Enciso. Tubong Antipolo. Nag-aral sa San Beda.
Rojas will play center. Labide with a free ball. Back row, Mads Gampong. That's turned away. Jao Umandal rises and scores. That stops the 3-point run by the Troopers and puts Cotabato Spikers back on top by 1.
I believe that is the first point of Jao Umandal. The 12-point scorer was the leading scorer in the Spikers turf in the previous edition just last year. And also one of the top scorers in the most recent PNVF Champions League.
That's right.
Held at the Phil Sports Arena, won by the Signal HD Spikers against them.
And Jao Umandal is pretty familiar with this opponent because he played for the Navy
Yes.
in the last open conference, and he gets an ace, puts the Cotabato Spikers on top by 2 as we hit our first technical timeout. 8-6, Cotabato up over Army, opening set.
Welcome back to the Spikers Surf Open Conference 2023 here on One Sports. Now, a much better team compared to last time in the PNVF according to head coach Oji Mamon of AMC Cotabato. Now, the players are much more used to the system, even with the new players, and ang importante ay they are all familiar with each other and lahat sila magtropa, which is why Coach Oji's system was so easy to learn and gelling was no problem. Kaya nga ang sinabi ni Coach Oji before this game, ang ganda ng aura ng team ko, no? Back to you, Eric and Coach Ronnie.
Thanks. Yeah, they look very confident, very loose. If you watch the players coming in, I was talking to Fauzi Ismail on the way up here, and he seemed pretty, relaxed, considering they're going up against a team that has no loss so far.
Coaches will always have the gut feel whether or not they have a good team or a team that's in a bubble, no? Kasi mararamdaman mo minsan, maski hindi mo nakikita, may mali. Mararamdaman mo minsan naman na kahit hindi pa sila ganun kahanda as a team na magiging successful kayo. Basta alam nila yun eh. May ganung klaseng pakiramdam sila. 2-point lead na nanatili para dito sa team ng Cotabato.
Jailo Labide overhits the mark and sends it outside.
Off target. Itong si Labide, it was Enciso who played the starring role earlier. Of course, aided by Torres. And si Labide, meron kanilang maagang puntos. 3-point lead ties the biggest lead para dito sa team ng Cotabato.
1-2 play for Nico Ramirez.
Ramirez all pumped up after that last point. This is Ramirez, a familiar name in the UAAP landscape.
Yep. Former Rookie of the Year in season 75.
Bilis, no?
Yeah. And now season 85 na tayo coming up. Camposano with a push. So Magaysay sets it up.
Oh, nice.
Camposano puts it away.
That's teamwork. Sa Magaysay could have gone for that point. Instead, in that rebound play, he gets back. Or he goes back to his teammate. And look at that set. Mataas, oo. Pero tama lang sa sweet spot itong si Camposano.
Ramirez to Rojas. That was blocked up top. Oh, chance ball. That's put away.
Net touch.
But there is a net violation called on Camposano. He's trying to confirm with second referee, Lumer Pajarillo. Pajarillo saying net touch. No complaints from Coach Oji Mamon.
Yung iba, quick to the draw, di ba?
Yeah.
Coach Oji, nakita ko yung daliri, yung haba. Nandun, no? Nakaumang sa buton, pero no.
Silang back set. Jao Mandal from the back row.
Back row play, pipe play. Silang to Umandal. That's the specialty. Dati, gumagawa lang yan si Espejo. Dati, Brian Bagunas. Ngayon, may Jay Disquitado. Diba? Merong Jao Umandal. The future is bright for men's volleyball, really.
Here's Camposano. What a serve. That was a great receive as well by Labide. But this time around, that's not coming back. And Ciso again with a kill.
And most of the sets of Ramirez have gone to the open hitter. Let's see how well itong team ng Cotabato will be able to shadow yung ball distribution itong si Nico Ramirez.
Over received by Lorenzo. The back set and Ciso again. He has the hot hand, but not that time around. Mandal Sumagaysay with a rejection.
And the lefty checked. Back to a 3-point lead para sa Cotabato. This time, hindi kumagat doon sa misdirection, and that double block rather was closed well by JV Sumagaysay.
And here's Sumagaysay coming off 5-point performance. The team captain with a serve. Ramirez back to Enciso. That's touched by Camposano.
That's Enciso pointing down the line, going diagonal with that last hit. And he scores once again.
Enciso after just a 3-point performance.
Yes, 3 points na siya rito eh.
In their first game against Navy.
The three double-digit scorers accounted for 42 of those 63 attack points, or 46 attacks out of the 63 attack points na meron yung team. As Gampong detonates that bullet coming from the right side.
Mats Gampong out of
Ayun, no?
Sibunul
Kumagat kay Josaphat
in Tawi-Tawi.
Tawi-Tawi, ano? Si Mats Gampong, UAP champion.
Benjailo Labide tips it over. Here comes Joshua Mandal. Yes.
Kita mo yung variation sa mga pang-uutak ni Jao Umandal.
Yeah.
No? Dati puro power talaga si Umandal. Pero ngayon marunong na siya at maingat na siya magbasa ng depensa. Very matured offensive arsenal for Jao Umandal.
Jairo Labide with a kill.
Cuts a 4-point lead to 3. Apat pinakamalaking abante rito ng Cotabato. As Army beats the defense of Vince Lorenzo, who is also part or national team aspirant for the Southeast Asian Games. Fauci Ismail, Tandubas, Tawi-Tawi. Mads Gampong, also from Tawi-Tawi.
Enciso with a service error. And we are at our second technical timeout. It's a 4-point advantage for Cotabato Spikers against Army Troopers. Opening set. Cotabato Spikers with a comfortable cushion here, up by 4, 16-12 in the opening set against Army. Both teams undefeated coming into today's matchup. Two new players on the floor. Nicky Dipamailo checking in, along with Jaidal Abdul Mahid.
Abdul Mahid at 8 points off the bench. Played in 3 sets. Came off the bench in sets 2 and set 4. Started set 3. Counted for 8 points. So while Nicky Dipamailo played off the bench in sets 2 and 4, did not score in that game versus the Navy Sea Lions.
Dipamailo playing setter, taking over from Ramirez as Lloyd Josafat.
Was that an overreach call against the Army Troopers? Let me check this again.
And there was a block anyway.
Pero block point na rin
either
talaga
way,
eh.
wala pupuntahan talaga yung bola.
Wala. May sumagaysay. May Josafat. May umandal pa. And we mentioned earlier, they had a total of 12 kill blocks laban sa BNC. Sa kabihirang sumala yung service, no?
Yep. Oh,
And
Lapide,
again,
nowhere to go. Camposano with a rejection.
eto na. Ginagawa na ng ating birthday boy. Si Paring Rico. 8 kill blocks. Ayan. 4 kill blocks. Para sa Cotabato. Dalawa dyan kay Josafat. I believe at least isa kay Sumagaysay.
Sumagaysay,
Oo.
that's right.
Yung mga pinakamahaba. Pinakamatatangkad.
It's now the biggest lead for the Cotabato Spikers at 6 points.
Of course, Lloyd Josafat, also a national player. Miss hit for Jao Mandal. Earlier, it was 18-12. Biggest breakaway para dito sa Cotabato before that service error coming from Jao Umandal. Dating taga Mandaluyong. Tumawid ng UE. Nag-aral sa UST.
UST. High school UE, UST College.
Daming mahuhusay na players ng
Ito,
UE. No?
Camposano, dating UE. Nagpuntang NU.
Alam ko si Ron Medalla doon. Hindi ako nagkakamali.
NU naman, nagpuntang NU High School, nagpuntang Ateneo College. Medalya.
Dahil magagaling na high school.
Yeah, high school
players.
Especially from UE. Here's Jailo Lapide. Oh, 5 blocks in total. And we're just in set number 1.
That's the reason why they are ahead by this much. Up 7. Late here in the first. Playing hard not just on offense, but certainly a two-way team. And that's why Coach Oji Mamon likes their chances here in the Spikers turf this season.
Kuhanin niyo yung cross-court. Open na open yung cross-court eh. Oh, nangyari na ngayon first ball. Kuhanin natin to first ball. First ball, diskarte na maayos. May backro tayo. May quicker. Dalawa spiker mo, di ba? May backro tayo. Gamit ang dalawang backro. Ha? Ano tayo? Meron tayo maganda.
All right, let's see if that timeout will have an effect and how the Troopers are going to respond here, down by their biggest deficit already at 7 points.
The Troopers looking to shock the Cotabato Spikers.
Oh!
But this time, it's not offense that's a problem for them. Instead, a simple reception on that floater, on that float serve coming from Lloyd Josafat.
Take a look at this. Probably the easiest, slowest serve the Troopers are ever going to get. And none of them went for the ball.
Napatayo na si Coach Carolino. 1 of 2 for Lloyd Josafat. Restores a 7-point lead or gives his team a 7-point lead. Dahil kanina, 8 yan.
Walo na.
Tapos nung service ace niya.
That was the biggest lead already at 8 points. Jailo Lapide with a serve. Not a good receive there from Camposano. Jao Mandal over-received by Jason Uy. What a set. Mads Gampong. Uy picking it up again. Ramirez sets it up for Rojas. Rojas cross-court. Check ball.
Rojas hitting the call of Coach Carolino to go cross-court instead of attacking the blockers dahil hindi sila makalusot. This time, with a double block. With a single block rather. Isolated itong si Rojas. He goes cross-court and delivers the diagonal winner for point number 15.
So 2 straight points for the Troopers. Combination play. There's a block on Camposano, but it goes outside. So a point for the Cotabato Spikers.
Of the block point coming from Camposano. Smart play. Coming from the former Warrior turned Bulldog. na ngayon ay isang manlalaro ng Cotabato.
Cotabato.
Solid no? Dapat isilabicate mo yung enunciation di ba? Cotabato.
Lorenzo will play center. Jao Mandal off the block. And it goes outside. So 2 off the block points back-to-back for Cotabato. And they're up 23-15. Is an 8-point advantage again, matching their biggest lead.
Another timeout here for the Army Troopers.
Ganun lang. Nawawala yung passion, yung enjoyment. Nasaan na yun? Yung practice natin kapon blockings, yung ingay. Wala, ang tahimik natin sa loob. Paano tayo mananalo niyan? Ilabas nyo kung kung bakit tayo nandito, para tayo maglaro. Hindi para tayo manahimik sa loob ng court. Maglaro kayo na maayos.
That's the last timeout for Coach Melvin Carolino, and obviously a little bit upset already at lack of enthusiasm by the team. And he's telling them, dapat masaya kayo on the court. Pakita nyo what we do in practice. You got to do it here because we're not here to be silent, to be meek. I mean, we're here to compete.
Agree. And live up to your moniker.
That's right. CNC lang, back set. And Jao Umandal will put Cotabato Spikers at set point here, 24-15.
Did not start out normally the way he does. But Umandal is applying the finishing touches as they try to close out this set easily. A total of 8 points for Jao Umandal. Pambihira, no?
9 set points. There's no block touch on the hit by Jailo Labide, so no offense needed for the Cotabato Spikers as they get a freebie to close out the opening set. What a commanding win here. A 10-point win, 25-15 Cotabato Spikers over the Army Troopers. A comfortable win by the Cotabato Spikers against the Army Troopers in the opening set, 25-15. 5 of those 25 coming off kill blocks.
Right. And that was key for Cotabato to stop the offensive arsenal para sa Army Troopers. Then 3 double-digit scorers, and that scoring for the Army Troopers came to a halt dahil hindi nila mabutasan yung net defense ng Cotabato Spikers, and their offense was constant and efficient and consistent. Talking about Umandal, Camposano, Gampong, and even Josaphat. Meanwhile, 3 puntos lamang yung pinayagan na pinakamarami para sa Army Troopers, and those were early points na nakita natin. Hindi doon sa dulo. In fact, si Liberato na unang pumunta sa kanila. Una't huling puntos yun sa laban, and that is how well the Cotabato Spikers defended in that first set. A set that perhaps just lasted about 20 minutes. 6 of their 25 points coming off kill blocks, and that was key. Kasi yung attack points naman halos pareho lang di ba? Tapos yung opponent's error napakababa para sa kanila. At ang Army, pwede mong sabihin, were outplayed in the first set. Hindi dahil sa dami ng tapon, kundi dahil sa husay ng depensa ng Cotabato Spikers.
And just really silenced the big guns
Exactly.
of the Troopers.
Yes.
Torres only with 3 points, Enciso with 3. Labide only 2 points. We
Right.
mentioned Labide 17 points in their first outing against Navy. Rojas, who's not even here, didn't even score in the first set, had 19 points for Army. So really, the way the defense of Cotabato Spikers silenced the offense of the Army Troopers is a big deal.
Different set of players. Here in set 2 para sa Cotabato, Kim De Andante, even a new libero.
Arnold Bautista.
Bautista is there,
in the lineup.
likewise.
Fauzi Ismail as
Right,
well
right,
in the
right.
starting lineup. There's Ismail. Gets the first point. Off a block from Patrick Rojas.
Troopers calling for 4 touches instead. It's another off the block point. So Magay, Sai is the only starter left. Tama, no?
Yep.
Para dito sa...
No, Camposano.
Ayun, si Camposano. Natakpan.
Ismail with a serve. Ramirez sets it up. And Ciso nowhere to go. Arnold Bautista fresh off the bench with an awesome block.
That's a single block coming from Bautista. And that has been the calling card for Cotabato in this match versus the Troopers. Net defense. 2-point lead to open up this set for the Cotabato Spikers.
Fauzi Ismail, former Air Force player.
What happened there?
Foot fault. Stepped on the line.
Only 4 errors for both teams in the previous set. Seamless first set win para sa Cotabato Spikers.
Lucky serve there for Kevin Liberato, getting the tape of the net.
They had 2 service ace in that win versus Navy. Meanwhile, ang Cotabato had served for 6 service aces laban sa VNS sa kanilang 3-set na panalo.
Ooh, that's way outside of the second attempt. I guess he tried to avoid the net this time, but sent it almost all the way to the wall.
They'll take it, 1 out of 2. Behind by 1 after a 2-point run to tie the count at 2 points apiece.
JV Sumagaysay getting ready to serve. 3-2 second set. Not a good first ball from Jailo Labide. It's going to be a free ball for the Cotabato Spikers. Bautista sets it up. Oh, another free ball this time for the Troopers. Little tip is good for Tonks Torres, but a save is no good for Kim De Andante. So the Troopers tie the game on a very uncanny exchange here in the second set.
As the Troopers take 3 of the last 4 points after being down at 2-0 here in set number 2.
Oh, another service error, this time from Patrick Rojas. So 2 service errors here in the second set for the Troopers. That's half of the points of the Cotabato Spikers right now. Former USD Tiger Arnold Bautista, who will turn 24 years old today, Coach. But Bautista was born on February 29. There's no February 29 this year.
Every 4 years lang yan, di ba?
That's right.
Tama, no?
So paano, March 1 siya mag-celebrate ng birthday?
Good question.
Should have asked him kanina.
Pwede. Pero ito, mas pwede sa Army. Who have tied it at 4 after that down-the-line point delivered by Labide. Or Liderato. Was that Liderato?
I believe it was Liderato.
And right now, Army in front. Good recovery para dito sa Troopers as De Andante will push it too wide.
Army on top for the first time in the game, 5-4. Enciso with a serve. Intal is in the game. There's Camposano punching it in. Or at least it seemed like he punched it in, but apparently it did not go across. Let's check again.
Could be a net touch.
That or there was a block by
Hindi ba
the
lumusot?
Troopers. It's hard to tell. It was on the other side of the court and the action was so fast. You know how these guys
Basta
are.
ang puntos sa punta sa green shirts.
Yep.
Na nagbigay
Sa
na
Army
naman ng
Troopers.
isang libreng puntos para sa Cotabato with their third service error.
Wow.
Of set number 2.
Camposano. Thunderous serve Patrick Rojas outside. Back-to-back errors for the Army Troopers.
And 4 of the 6 points of Cotabato have come from 3 service errors and 1 attack error para dito sa Troopers. They have tied their error count in set 1.
Yep.
Parang ganun din ang Cotabato eh.
Much better received by Labide. Labide attacks. And there's a block touch.
That's a good first ball leading to that attack point coming from Labide.
Would you say this is a much better start, Coach Ronnie, for the Army Troopers? They are up again by 1.
That's 1. And shaky start meanwhile para sa Cotabato Spikers. Labide, 16 of 33 in their last win. Also had a total of 17 points. And they give up
another service error. That's going to be 5.
Pang-5.
5 service errors. That's right. They can't pull away against the second stringers of the Cotabato Spikers. The entire starting lineup, except for JV Sumagaysay and Edward Camposano, are on the bench right now for the gray shirts. But the Troopers can't seem to pull away because of these errors. Then Jairo Lapide knocks one in again.
And we will head into the first technical timeout, this time with the Army Troopers on top by 1 versus the Cotabato Spikers.
Welcome back to the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2023 here on One Sports. Now, after the Army Troopers' first game of the conference, this is when head coach Melvin Carolino decided to actually train twice a day already, given the 9-day break that they had before coming to this game, as their first game was a big wake-up call. Head coach Melvin noticed that the true game and the system only showed in the 4th and 5th set of that game, which should not be the case. They should learn how to start strong. Ang mindset nila ngayon is the military mindset, which is no excuses. Back to you, Eric and Coach Ronnie.
Thank you, Ayana.
Twice a day training.
Well, right now they're going to train maybe thrice a day, and all of them serves, because it's 5 service errors now. Dante gets a service ace, so they can't serve, they can't receive right now. That's a problem with Army. And despite the errors by the Cotabato Spikers, they're up by 1 here, 9-8. Another poor receive, saved by Lapide. Chance ball here for the Cotabato Spikers. Dante to Sumagaysay. Ramirez underhand set. Patrick Rojas. Yes! The game is tied at 9.
Rojas only had, I believe, 1 or 2 points in that first set loss. They ended up only with a total of 15 points. Wala siyang 1 point lang siguro yan. Meron siyang 1 puntos eh. Pero ngayon, sa dami ng palitan ng errors, net touch.
On
Rojas. Bibilangin ko to at least 7 puntos sa 10 ng Cotabato galing sa errors.
Errors lang, pinamigay lang.
Actually, itong second set natin, nakikita natin palitan ng mas maraming errors for these two teams combined.
Much better receive from Rojas this time. And Ciso knocks it in.
Still a tight match here in set 2 with 10 points. About 4 attack points para dito sa Army. Parang mas malayo pang attack points ang Army rito eh.
Yeah.
Para sa Cotabato. Which decided to rest Jao Mandal.
Camposano, nowhere to go.
Remember the 5 kill blocks para sa Cotabato in set 1 versus only 6 kill blocks versus none para sa Army. Right now, the Troopers putting the umbrella on Camposano as they take a 1-point lead with this 2-point run.
Dayandante sets it up. Sumagaysay. There's a net touch going to be called against Tonks Torres.
Ulitin ko, hindi pumupuntos ang Cotabato sa atake.
They're getting easy points from errors.
At least 8.
And we mentioned at the top of the coverage, Coach Ronnie, Army Troopers are known for their errors. They're coming off a 43 error game against Navy, which they won in 5 sets. So it's not unusual to see the Army Troopers commit these many errors. But Enciso has been the man putting up the numbers right now in set number 2.
Enciso had 3 points in set 1. 2 points here in set 2. Total of 5. Perhaps the leading scorer already para dito sa Troopers, itong si Enciso.
Meantime, Kenneth Paiking, number 10, is in the game for the first
6
time.
points na pala si Enciso.
For the Troopers, there's a block.
2 points for Bautista in this set.
And Labide unable to get the ball back in play. Take a look here. It goes outside off the block of Jairo Labide.
It's a single block laban kay Bautista, who's coming off the bench. Here in this match, number 2 para sa Cotabato. Bautista had a total of 4 points, playing off the bench in set 1 and starting out set 2. And their first win as Intal. On that touch, again, an error para dito sa Army. 2-point run. Own version para sa Cotabato after that over-reception para dito sa Troopers.
Out of Bulacan, Arnold Bautista serving again. Not a good first ball from Paiking. Jairo Labide scores again.
And Jola mishandles that dig, which results into a tied count once again at 13 apiece.
Jairo Labide, so impressive. At 36 years old, still plays competitive.
Wala sa age yan,
volleyball.
Rick. Nasa disiplina yan.
Condition na condition, as you can see. There's another service error from Enciso, who's upset at himself for the mistake.
Jairo Labide from National University.
Yep.
From San Francisco High School.
Service error, Camposano. We're tied at 14.
Kalahin mo bang 36 si Labide, no?
Yep.
Parang
Very impressive.
mid-20s lang, di ba?
It's a lakas pumalo, Coach Ronnie. I mean, very powerful, very athletic, and very explosive. Much better serve from Torres.
Oh, nice save.
That's Intal, but good save by the Troopers. Intal with an over-receive. There's a net touch.
Wow.
Going to be called against Dayandante.
Parang nagkahawahan na sa dami ng errors. Ang Army, ilan, Rick?
9.
Ang Cotabato ba, 4 lang? Ang errors? 5.
5 errors
Sa set na ito.
already. But 6 of the 9 errors by the Army Troopers are service errors, as Intal will score.
Ako naman, I'll put it this way. 9 of the 15 points ng Cotabato coming from errors ng Troopers, and that's over 60%
of the points that they have on the board
Diba,
right now.
no? Over 50% na lang para sigurado.
Magaling ka sa math, Coach. I trust
Hindi.
you with the 60%. And Ciso will score.
Coverage was not there. And the Army Troopers will head to the first technical timeout. Lamang pati sa second technical timeout, lamang ng isa laban sa Cotabato.
Second set in this matchup between Kevin Liberato, Jairo Labide, JV Sumagaysay, and Edward Campuzano. Troopers and Spikers of Cotabato respectively. Wow, this is 7 service errors. That's got to be a record
10 total. This set alone.
of errors and free points given up to the Cotabato Spikers. 16 all. Set number 2. Dante with a serve. Viking with a poor first ball. Here comes Patrick Rojas. Nowhere to go.
That's a break ball. Rojas tried to salvage that last play. But the blockers were there ready to ambush him. They had a total of 6 blocks, talking about Cotabato. At least 3 hit the set. That's about 9 if we're correct.
Nice serve from Dante. Better received by Viking. Great set by Ramirez. Here comes Fauzi. Ismail scores again.
Camposano just located Ismail at the open, and Ismail off the block point. Very rare rally is what we have seen here throughout the second set. It was 16-15 earlier, but the 3-point run by Cotabato pushes them 2 points clear, as Dante has been excellent from the service line so far.
Rojas outside. As great as Rojas played against Navy, he's struggling here today offensively.
Ito na, challenge.
There's a first challenge.
Net touch ang hiningi.
A net touch against the blockers of Cotabato Spikers. So that's the challenge by Coach Melvin Carolino of the Army Troopers. And he needs every point he can get. They've given up so many. And successful challenge here will make it a 1-point game. Army Troopers, 11 of the 18 points of Cotabato were freebies because of the errors. So technically 7 points pa lang ino-opensa ng Cotabato Spikers. So like what I mentioned, Coach Carolino and the Army Troopers need this to get overturned, because right now the point has been awarded to Cotabato Spikers. Let's see if there's a... So they're checking if there's a net touch. Actually now the challenge is a center line fault.
Iba na ba?
Well, so the challenge is successful. But yeah, we saw yung inangat na card was net violation or net touch. But I guess kasama dun yung center court violation. So the challenge is successful. It's a 1-point game. 18-17 in favor of the Cotabato Spikers. Fauzi Ismail off the block again.
We'll clarify the review earlier kasi net touch ang challenge.
Yep.
Pero ang lumabas kanina on screen is center line fault.
Our officials are discussing right now. Right in the meantime, we'll focus on the action. Patrick Rojas attacks. Dante sets it up. Camposano is rejected. They go back to Edward Camposano. And there's a setting violation on Camposano, double contact.
So it's a typo error. Yes, it's a net touch.
Okay.
To be clear about it, typo error lang, hindi center line fault.
All right. But the camera, the thing was the camera, we didn't see the net touch up top because the camera they used the center line fault focus.
Nasa paa tumama dito.
Okay.
And that's why our officials here behind us are conferring.
1-point lead here for Cotabato Spikers. Joshua Barica is in the game for the first time. Good block by Rojas on Bautista. Camposano goes up, drops it, and scores.
That was a high ball.
Yep.
It could have easily been fielded and kept up by Army. Instead, they were converged at the back, and then the others at the right because they expected a strong hit. With escape act for Camposano in that last point. 16-15 was the count earlier. This is a good 5-2 counter run generated by the Cotabato Spikers.
And this is their biggest lead. 2 points.
Oh my.
And that lead is down to 1. A stark contrast to how they controlled the first set. They led and won by 10.
Easy win.
Yep. Right now,
Nothing
it's
is easy
anybody's
here.
set. Rojas will serve to tie it. Good serve. Good receive by Ismail. What a set there by Dante to Intal. Back row, Rojas. Yes, the game is tied at 20.
Rojas just needed to keep that service in. And then when the rally transpired, it was Rojas who also put the finishing touches in that last point. 2-point run. Army tied at 20.
All right, so there's a challenge.
Foot fault.
Challenge the Coach
the back row.
Ojimamon this time. His first challenge, foot fault on the attack by Rojas. He was coming in from the back row. So let's see if he stepped on the attack line.
Nung nakarang game kasi na mga na-cover ko, Rick, maraming challenge talaga. Maraming review. So,
we're getting an early preview here because the review system is right beside us. It seems that it will be unsuccessful. Here's the official look. Going to be an unsuccessful challenge for Coach Ojimamon. Cotabato Spikers only with one challenge remaining. The Army Troopers still have 2 challenges. So 20-all is the score, and a chance for the Troopers coach Ronnie to take the lead once again. A better receive again from Fauzi Ismail, and Rex Intal with the point to put the Cotabato Spikers back on top.
As Umandal and Silang to try to turn things around and get a 2-set lead. Bautista resting, the Andante also out. Chris Silang and Jao Umandal returning late in the second set.
Sian Silang out of Bataan, started playing at 14 years old. So started pretty young. And they're going to redo the substitution here just to make sure the technical committee gets it right. Who replaces whom? So Sian replaces Arnold and Zhao replaces Kim. So they know, of course, which zones and positions these players will come in.
Yes, and the protocol has to be observed.
That's right.
FIVB.
That's right.
Rules, and to train our players likewise para pagdating sa international competition. Ayos na. Kasado na.
Enciso gets it back. Sian Silang unable to get the up, and we're tied at 21. A really neck and neck affair here in set number 2. And now Mark Enciso getting ready to serve.
Dulong-dulo siya, Rico.
Yeah, and he had a couple of service errors here in set number 2. Silang sets it up. Camposano with a push.
And
that is just outside. So the Troopers back on top by 1.
It was not a good reception para dito sa Cotabato. We're now behind by 1 and they call timeout.
Error natin yung may score sa kanila. Sige lang. Kailangan natin one side out, tapos hold serve tayo. Ha?
All right, time to get things in order. That's what Coach Ojimamon wanted with that timeout. They are down by 1. Crucial stage of set number 2. After winning set number 1 by 10, 25, 15. Right now they're they put themselves in a position where they can lose it here in the second set.
4-1 counter run para dito sa Army Troopers, and what they're doing right now is containing their errors. That's why they're able to score.
Oh, good serve. Camposano, same shot, different result. This time he scores and ties the game at 22.
That's a salvage play by Camposano. He was out of position in that last push.
Because he seemed to have been tripped going to the ball. Take a look here if we can see it. He sort of slipped.
Parang dumikit yung sapatos
Sobrang grip.
Bubuelo sana, di ba?
Natawa nga si Coach Ojimamon after it, and he's laughing also, Edward Camposano.
Actually, yung push na yun nakakala ko malakas. Kasi yung kanina akala ko tama, pero nagland ng wide.
De Pamailo is back in the game for the Troopers. Camposano getting ready to serve. Camposano, a former NCR MVP, best attacker as well in the Palarong Pambansa 2014. De Pamailo sets it up, and Torres with a kill.
Very good reception. 1-point lead, 2 points away from winning set 2. And tying the match at 1 set apiece.
And Liberato will check in for Joshua Barica.
Buhay na yung diwa ng Troopers eh.
Yep.
Umangat na yung kumpiyansa. This is a different team that Cotabato is facing right now. Iba yung naghahabol, iba yung nakalamang sa dulo.
Nakalamang ka, that's right. Torres, after scoring, swings around to serve for the Troopers. Intal tips it. De Pamailo gets it. Labide with the left hand, short.
Swerte pa ang Cotabato rito. Because the Troopers are really scoring when they're able to attack. Instead, another error hurts the Troopers who were trying to get to set point number 1. Service errors, attack errors. Sabi ko kanina nawala na, pero ngayon bumalik sa dulo.
Yep.
Tied at 23.
Intal with the serve. Labide with a good pass. And that's off the block. And Liberato will score and put the Troopers at set point 24-23.
New playmaker. Perhaps a different result for the Troopers. 1 point away.
Good serve. Camposano with the pickup. And Joshua Umandal sends it wide. And the Troopers take set number 2 and tie the match at 1-all.
First touch for Umandal after resting for nearly 20 minutes. Results in a wide attempt. They played with fire and they got burned. It's that simple. Well, the Troopers able to salvage the set after committing over 10 errors and allowing Cotabato to even have a 2018 lead. But a strong finish will enable them to tie this match at 1-7.
Back inside the Paco Arena Sports and Events Center for the first of our Wednesday doubleheader. And take a look at highlights of set number 2, won by the Army Troopers against the Cotabato Spikers. Much closer affair here in the second set. Without the, well, most of the starting lineup of the Cotabato Spikers on the bench.
Oh yes, and it told heavily on their chances to win 2 straight sets. Overall, they had a total of 9 attack points. Army had 14 within their scoreline in that previous set. Both teams committed a combined 8 errors in that first set. Win para sa Cotabato, but here in the second set, 11 errors para sa Troopers, 9 para sa Cotabato. And with only 9 attack points for Cotabato and 9 errors, it was a tall order for them to prevail as they were 5 points less in terms of attack points. And their blocks as well, which stands at 2, happened early in that match. And let's see if the starters will come back.
Most of them are back on the floor except for JV Sumagaysay, the team captain.
Eh, dalawang set na naglaro, diretso na si JV, so siya naman ang ipapahinga. At instead, Camposano has played the third straight set, no? Tama na?
That's right. But Josafat is back in the game along with Mads Gampong. Both did not see action in the second set. And Rex Intal will be in the middle for the Cotabato Spikers to start things off here in set number 3. Well, let's see if this retooled lineup for Coach Oji Mamon will deliver the goods. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's the same starting lineup for Coach Melvin Carolino.
At nakita mo, nabuhay yung mga scorers. Atake na yan.
And Ciso with an emphatic kill to start things off in set number 3.
And Ciso had 5 attack points out of the 14 attack points ng Army in the second set. He is coming out here in the third set with a lot of confidence. And so is Labide, who had 4 points in that second set. Iba ng Army dito sa labang ito.
Mads Gampong, that did not cross the net. So a good start here for the Army Troopers, and they're playing with a lot of confidence after winning by 2 in set number 2.
Very different. This is a totally different match.
Ito na yung sinasabi ni Coach Carolino na maingay, they're boisterous, they're excited. As Josafat scores the first point for the Cotabato Spikers.
Earlier, they took the spirit out of the Troopers because of their stellar form. But the Troopers have awakened.
Yep.
Still ahead by 1 after that last point coming from Lloyd Josafat.
Oh, Kevin Liberato. And now we're seeing the offense of the Troopers.
Yes, the triumvirate is back. The tripod in their offensive arsenal has raised their level of game. Liberato 1 point per set, 1 point second set, 1 point here in the third set, a total of 3 so far.
Liberato with a good serve. Lorenzo will play setter. Mandal. Oh, what a save by Lorenzo. A free ball. Quick exchange between the two teams. Josafat, that's off the block. Point for Cotabato.
Josafat has scored all of the 2 points for a total of 6 para dito sa Cotabato. So Josafat with 6 points, 4 in the first set, 2 points here in set 3. They're still behind by 1. Let's see if they can regain their peak form na nakita natin sa ating nakalipas na unang set.
Rojas rejected again. Jao Mandal with an excellent block.
An explosive scorer and a good weapon likewise in terms of net defense. Jao Mandal's evolution as a complete package has totally unraveled.
Rojas will try again and score this time. Patrick Rojas.
Wow.
It's been a quiet afternoon, but not for long after scoring 19 against Navy in their first win of the conference.
Bigat.
He's trying to get the numbers back up.
Kanto-kanto. Going wide, going long, going deep.
Serve hits the net and goes outside for Rojas.
High risk, high reward for Patrick John Rojas. Had 1 service ace versus the Navy, total 19 points.
Mads Gampong with a service error. Mads Gampong coming off a 6-point performance, but it's been Ciso for the Army Troopers, who's been instrumental with scoring and their offense. Silang to Intal is turned away. Umandal with a free ball. Ramirez will set it up. They go back row. Rojas into the net that time.
Pipe play for Rojas goes haywire. And one thing is evident right now para sa Cotabato. They're not attacking with much force compared to the way they did sa set 1. No? Dito mas nababantayan sila. Much improved net defense is what we're seeing here from the Army Troopers. Kanina daling butasan yung depensa.
Jao Umandal. That's outside.
Comparative numbers, Rick, in terms of net defense.
Well, Cotabato Spikers with 9 blocks in total. Meantime, Army Troopers only with 1 so far. And surprisingly, both teams 1 set each. And right now, the Troopers are on top by 1. Torres with another service error. And this has got to puzzle Coach Melvin Carolino. How many service errors this team has committed since set number 2? 11 service errors.
Total na.
Yan, all
Total na.
throughout the game. Liberato, nowhere to go.
10 kill blocks. Cotabato, second in this set.
And Cotabato back on top by 1. But it's been a close match right from the beginning.
Pero iba na yung
Yeah.
tempo, di ba, nung laban. May kasana, Retong Troopers.
And right now, Cotabato Spikers suffering as well from numerous service errors. 7-all. It's been a slow third set here.
Reminiscent of what we saw in the second set.
That's true. Sian Silang sets it up. Camposano drills it. Jason Uy with a great dig.
Oh,
But double contact? Yeah,
Yes.
going to be called against Jairo Labide.
well dogged. But the second touch was a concern. First technical timeout, third set. Lamang ang Cotabato ng isa laban sa Army Troopers, 8-7.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2023 here on One Sports. Now, I want to talk about Rex Intal's current condition. He is actually not in his best shape. He's only been with AMC for 2 weeks now, and according to strength and conditioning coach Paulo Escaño, it's been hard for Rex to train consistently as he has been focusing on his painting and art exhibit happening soon. Kaya he has not been able to reach his max strength yet for this conference. Back to you, Eric and Coach Ronnie.
All right, thank you, Ayana. Great report about Rex Intal. He's been seeing a lot of action, especially starting set number 2. What a block against Umandal. Solid defense, second block for the Troopers, Coach Ronnie, here in the match.
Playing much better. And as a result, they have put Cotabato on their heels, who also have to play as well as they did sa set 1 to win here in set 3.
Sian Silang to Camposano, cross court, yes.
Hindi mo pwedeng biruin ng Troopers eh. This is a different team already compared to what we saw dun sa 2020 Spikers Turf. 2022 rather, the Spikers Turf.
They finished 7th. Only won 1 match against Santa Rosa City Lions. They lost to everyone else.
Oh.
That service outside for Camposano. We got to check the errors of Cotabato here in set number 3. Errors Cotabato set 3. Pero salamat. They've given up a few, to say the least. 5 of the 10 points of Army have come from freebies and errors of Cotabato. There you go. Another error here. Double contact on Edward Camposano. And it's a 2-point lead for the Troopers. And right now you can... It's good if you're in the venue here at the Paco Arena Sports and Event Center because you can hear how loud the players are getting. And usually that's a sign that they're playing much better. They're playing well. Mads Gampong, attack error. And now it's a 3-point lead for Army. And the Army team is on my left side and they are loud. There's a challenge though coming from Coach Oji Mamon, a block touch challenge here. Let's see if... And they're going to be correct. The replay center checking it, zooming in just to see if there was. This is a close one, a really close one. They're using several camera angles here. They'll be able to determine if it really touched the elbow of the blocker. I think it's Rojas, Patrick Rojas, the blocker. Several officials here are checking, giving it a look. All right, here it is on the screen. There's no verdict yet. There you go. There is a block touch. Challenge is successful for Coach Oji Bamon and the Cotabato Spikers, so they will retain 2 challenges moving forward. So it clipped the arm of Rojas, apparently.
Yung Siko.
Oo. Ang nipis, no?
Oo. Sa pananaw nga natin, hindi. Diba?
Hindi.
Pero
Oo.
sa challenge sa review, kitang-kita eh.
That attack is outside, says the lines judge. So first referee Jeffrey Barrientos changes his call and awards the point to Cotabato.
Coach Carolino, looking at the possibility na sila naman na mag-challenge, akala niya puntos nila. Instead,
no challenge. He lets it go.
That's a wry smile coming from Coach Carolino.
So we're tied at 11. 2 straight points here for the Cotabato Spikers. Umandal. Oh! Almost hit.
That's a facial?
No. The wrist
Nasangga.
of Ramirez. Nasangga yung bola.
3-point run para sa Cotabato. Slowly but surely regaining some peak form here. Look at the force coming from Umandal over the 2 blockers. That vertical is so impressive.
3-point run for the Cotabato Spikers. Make that a 4-point run off an over-receive and an easy put away by Intal.
And that is how important that last challenge that went in their favor was para sa Cotabato.
That could have been 12-9.
Yes.
Naging 11-10.
Saka nakapahinga ng konti, nakapag-isip.
Yeah.
Diba?
Ooh! Service error. Lloyd Josafat.
Not out of harm's way yet.
Errors in the set, Coach Ronnie.
Sila naman, ano?
Oh, Cotabato Spikers naman ngayon ang mas maraming errors. With 8, 5 lang para sa Army Troopers. Here in set number 3, Mads Gampong. Off the block, yes!
Very good reception coming from Camposano. Enabled Silang to go to his opposite hitter. Look at that nice play. Double block was there, but not quick enough.
Mads Gampong, former leading scorer of National University. That was the season 77. Intal will save it. Back row attack by Camposano. This is practically a free ball for the Troopers. Labide. Good save by Umandal. Another chance ball here for Army. They go back to Labide. And then Jairo Labide.
Oops.
Knocks it in. Labide, though, is down. He's okay. Picks himself up. All is good.
Sinalo naman ni Silang, oo. Kasi tumawid siya eh. Ito mo, mayroong isang gray shirt dun sa kabila. Oo.
So, Army within 1, 13 serving 14, Mark Enciso. That's outside. Mark Enciso has really struggled with the serve, starting in set number 2.
Third service error for Enciso. Was then behind by 2 points.
As good as Enciso has been playing, his service needs work.
The reason why they prevailed dun sa nakalipas sa set kasamang Eric, eh, dun sa dulo, merong isa pero hindi marami
Yeah.
na nangyaring errors laban sa kanila. As this time is Jao Mandal who goes way long.
7 service errors naman, Coach Ronnie, for the Cotabato Spikers. And that's why it's just a 1-point game. 7 of the 14 points of Army have come from service errors ng Cotabato. There's Intal with a point. That takes us to our second technical timeout. Cotabato City Spikers up 16 over the 14 of the Army Troopers. Set number 3. Joshua Umandal, 16 for the Cotabato Spikers, 14 for Patrick Ross and the Army Troopers here in set number 3. Another close matchup. Both teams are one set all as Enciso sends it into the net.
3-point lead for Cotabato. The shoe is on the other foot, no?
Yep. Right now, this is the most comfortable advantage for Cotabato
If you can call it as such.
in the third set. Labide with a push. Oh, nobody home. Jairo Labide with an excellent decision.
Ramirez. Nabasag na yung triple block, no? Dahil may isang sumama sa middle hitter. But that was Labide with that long push off that broken play. Pwede mong sabihin ganun.
Great pass. Silang sets it up. Campuzano. There's, yeah, net touch definitely from Campuzano. He landed on the net. And partly on Ramirez, who seems to be okay. A little shaken up. Take a look here. Too much momentum for Edward Campuzano. And lands
Too near the net.
to actually touch the net. He landed on the net.
I mean, yung dating ng bola sa
Dating ng
kanya.
bola, oo.
Pagbaba nung kamay niya, talagang sakto eh.
So it's a one-point game after
Yes.
holding on to a 3-point advantage.
Oops.
2 straight points for Army.
Lucky
but
play. As Silang bails out Campuzano.
great decision by Cian Silang.
Oo, sa tunog pa lang nung reception, pag-receive ng Campuzano, alam mo, sa iba tumama eh.
There's a net touch challenge here. A little late one, but it comes nevertheless from Melvin Carlino and his coaching staff. So we're going to review this. Net touch is going to be on Silang, because that was an over-receive by Campuzano, like what Coach Ronnie was talking
And then a
about.
dump play coming from Silang.
And it seems like it's going to be a successful challenge. I'm seeing part of the replay here, although they haven't zoomed in. Now they're zooming in. I'm giving you the play-by-play of the replay.
Antayin natin para sigurado.
All right, it was an easy decision, a quick one as well. That was a clear net touch on CNC down right there.
3 straight points. Army Troopers.
So this is going to be, the game's going to be tied. That's right, 17 all. Successful challenge by the Army Troopers. 36-year-old Jairo Labide, probably the oldest player in the conference, playing so well here in set number 3. Not a good first ball. And that's not going to go over. Troopers on top by 1. 4 straight points, Coach Ronnie, for the Army Troopers.
Brings Coach Mamon up on his feet.
Labide with a serve. Much better received there. Oh, solid block. Single man block. Kevin Liberato on Lloyd Josafat. 5 straight points for the Cotabato Spikers. And now they lead by 2. 19-17. Coach Oji Mamon, the newly installed head coach of the Philippine men's team, are calling a timeout. We'll listen in.
17-16 yan eh, lamang tayo dyan. Anyway, yung pasa, wag yung madaliin. Si Ann, hanap quicker. Apat tong attacker mo, hindi dalawa lang. Ha? Hindi si, diskarte lang. Ayun naman, yung coverage natin, bakit nawala? Jao, di ba ikaw ba backrow ka?
Oo, tsaka yung pumasok.
Dapat meron kang coverage.
All right, let's see the adjustments that are going to be made by the players on the floor. No specific instructions by Coach Oji Mamon, just coverage, better decision-making from Cian Silang as well.
Actually, those were specific instructions dahil they lost their hold in the 2-point lead. And they gave up a 5-point run.
Campuzano. Jason Uy picking it up. Ramirez will set it. Here comes Enciso. There's a block touch.
Oh, that was a golden chance para sa Troopers kasamang Eric.
No block touch.
No block touch. Oh. No one was there to block it. But he fails to connect.
So that 2-point lead of the Troopers down to 1.
Sipin mo, Cotabato pa yung naghahabol, no?
Yep. Liberato blocked by Campuzano. Labide saves it. Chance ball for Cotabato. Back row, Umandal. That hit the floor already. So 2 points straight for the Cotabato City Spikers. And the game is tied at 19.
Tumutupi si Umandal sa Eric.
Ramirez underhand set to Rojas. That's dug up by Jelex Mendiola.
Tight.
Camposano with a push.
Tight. Very tight. That's why Camposano had to use his left. Good response here coming from Cotabato.
3 straight points.
After giving a 5 straight para sa Troopers, now they are ahead once again by a solitary point.
Timeout here for the Army Troopers. They're down by 1.
Tumama sa kamay, di check ball yun. Ha? Go lang tayo, laro na maayos. Kevin, block na maayos ha. First ball muna tayo. Jay, harumpakin mo to. Harumpakin mo to ha. Kuha tayo first ball, harumpak. Diskarte.
I like the term of Coach.
Narinig mo, Rick?
Oh,
Harumpakin.
Harumpakin. Well, let's see what that looks like.
Harumpakin. Pag hindi mo pa naman nilakasan yung balik na palong yan, ewan ko na lang.
CNC lang getting ready to serve. Cotabato Spikers up by 1
Hindi
here.
na nila kinailangan harumpakin. Silang.
Silang ang humarumpak eh. Service error for Cotabato Spikers. We're tied at 20.
That is quite deflating para sa Cotabato because it diffuses yung pinaghirapan mo na 2 attack points.
Silang sets it up. Camposano. That's outside. So after scoring 3 straight, they give up 2 straight. Cotabato Spikers.
No touch for Joe Mandal, no?
None so far. Ramirez and the Troopers up by 1, 21-20. Gampong. Dug up by Labide. Rojas. Not a good pass by Umandal.
Yes.
Gampong. Ramirez will set it. They go back to Rojas. Much better set this time for Rojas, but it goes wide. Patrick Rojas really struggling today.
Nang hinayang si Coach Carolino. Several chances para sa Troopers to be just 2 points away from winning the set. Off speed, down the line, will not score. Instead, it's tied once again at 21.
Camposano serving. 21 all. Set 3. Ramirez goes to Enciso with the push. Umandal. Saved by Ramirez. Chance ball here for Cotabato. They go to Umandal off a combination play. Joshua Umandal drills it.
That's a cut shot coming from Mandal. Away from the 2 blockers. Giving his team a 1-point lead. Look at this. Joseph Watt delaying the middle blocker. Na si Liberato opening up Umandal. That's a double block. Failed to close and establish the 2-man wall.
1-point lead for Cotabato, 22-21. Service outside for Camposano. 22 all. Anybody's set. 9 service errors here in set number 3 for the Cotabato City Spikers. Joshua Barica, service specialist, checking in for the Army Troopers. Barica, 27 years old, out of FEU. Actually, 29 years old.
From Dipolog. Galing sa Galas, Dipolog City. From Zamboanga del Norte.
Loves to boogie board. And you can tell if you follow his Instagram account. A mini conference between the Lions judge and the first referee. It's over. Troopers looking for the lead. Umandal off the block. Good save.
Good save.
Umandal will try again.
Too close. Too
Joust
close.
won by Umandal. Rojas. Oh,
Lucky play.
double contact.
Yes, they dodged a bullet.
Is called against the Army Troopers. That gives the lead to Cotabato 23-22.
Maswerte pa rito ang Cotabato, Rick, ha? Another free point given up by the Armored Troopers late here in the third set.
And Ciso. Wandal picking it up. Wandal will get it back. Ooh, against two blockers, he still gets it through.
He was too cold in the previous set, Rick, to be able to do some damage laban sa Troopers. But now, he's played the entire set and he tries to just make sure that they stay ahead of the very dangerous Army Troopers.
Pagandahin natin. Okay? Go lang tayo. Isa lang yan, ha? Kuha natin to. Isa pa lang yan, ha? Wala pa, hindi pa tapos yung laban. Hindi pa tapos yung laban. Ano mo, first ball? Sino nasa harap? Harap ka? Pasok kami na maayos. Kuha tayo. Ikaw pumalo. Bigay sa ka Gomez. Open. Bigay ka sa open. Pasok kami na maayos.
Two set points for Cotabato, 24-22. As you can hear, Coach Melvin Carolino telling his team not to give up. Lloyd Josafat serving. Marica with a receive. They go off a combination. Rojas with a push. Josafat will play setter. Here comes Gampong. Mads Gampong with a cross-court kill.
And this is how good this team is. We talk about roster depth. Not playing to potential, but finding ways to win. Nakapangihinayang para sa Troopers because they had chances to go for 2 straight sets and stay 1 set up over the Cotabato Spikers. Instead, this match will be a 1-set lead in favor of the Cotabato Spikers.
Back inside the Paco Arena Sports and Events Center. As you can see, Cotabato Spikers leading 2-1 against the Army Troopers. So let's take a look at highlights of the highly contested set 3. Again, it was a close one from beginning up to the end.
Well, this time you can sense that ang Cotabato Spikers have awakened after a slumber dun sa set 2. The starters are back. The Mojos are back. And the attack power is back. 13 attack points para sa kanila, plus 8 over the Army Troopers. Grabe yung errors nila. 14 of the 22 points ng Army galing sa errors dito ng Cotabato. Sabi nga ko nga kanina, magkabaliktad.
Yeah.
Yung mas maraming error, yung mas maraming tapon, yun ang nanalo dahil sa mas matinding atake. And the offense, once again in full arsenal, as Umandal scored 5 of those 25 points para sa Cotabato, especially late in that third set, wherein umalanganin din sila. And the numbers will tell you the offense is back. And once again, the most important part is that they are 1 set away from winning their second match.
All right, let's turn it over courtside to Ayana Perlas.
Eric and Coach Ronnie, for AMC, it was actually shared with me that they only train twice a week due to the lack of training facilities. They have no permanent training grounds, resulting to not much scheduled trainings for Cotabato, and this could be a reason why they've been playing catch-up in this game. They heavily rely on their own training times and skill work. Back to you, Eric and Coach Ronnie.
All right, thank you, Ayana. Well, that's a huge disparity. I mean, earlier you reported that the Army practices 2 a day In the meantime, their opponent practices 2 a week. Right now, though, the 2 a week team leading 2-1 against a team that practices twice a day. Welcome back to our coverage live on One Sports, One Sports Plus. You can also watch us on the apps, Signal Play and Smart Live Stream. Silang sets it up for Camposano to start things off here in set number 4. Camposano tries again. Down the line is good. Take a look. Edward Camposano. An excellent decision to go down the line. 1-0 in favor of Cotabato here in set number 4. Good serve as well from Camposano. Patrick Rojas. Silang goes to Mads Gampong this time. Same attack as Camposano down the line, and he scores 2 straight for Cotabato. And they're off to a good start here in set number 4. Mads Gampong also played for Sarawak Hornbill with JV Sumagaysay. That's in Malaysia as an import just last year. Liberato with the attack. Mads Gampong will go up again and misfire this time. No check ball, no block touch for the Army Troopers. So Army get their first point here in the 4th set, courtesy of the Mads Gampong attack error. Silang goes to Umandal this time. Right now, the spikers from Cotabato choosing to go down the line. 3rd down the line attack, this time on the other side. 3-1 Cotabato. Jao Umandal. Umandal, we mentioned, played in Bahrain last year for Bani Jamra. That's the team he played for. Rojas off a combination play. Patrick Rojas will score.
Cotabato Spikers trying to ignite an early separation, but Patrick Rojas will not have any of that.
Silang. Oh, excellent set. And a little no-look hit there by Rex Intal.
Was played well off the bench. Intal, I believe, was over 5 points in this match. Leading scorer once again is Umandal with Camposano. Was close behind, both players accounting for 23 points. Umandal firing 13 points. Meanwhile, Enciso has 9 points to lead the scoring ways. Para dito sa Army Troopers, backed up by Levides 9, Torres with 6, Rojas with 6. Si Enciso ganda ng nilaro kasi 3 points lang ito dun sa Sea Lions ng Navy sa unang panalo ng Army Troopers.
Bad play there for Cotabato, but Army Troopers unable to take advantage of the free ball.
Look at the reaction of Coach Carolino. Makita mo yung panghihinayang niya. A lot of golden chances para sa Army Troopers. And this is against a solitary blocker. Away from the blocker but way too wide. 2-point lead, Cotabato Spikers.
Labide outside. Back-to-back attack errors for the Army Troopers, allowing Cotabato to pull away here. They're up by 3 already.
The second set was a big hump.
Yeah.
A big blink para dito sa Spikers. Although that was not their first unit, but they were given a lot of floor time and playing time. Oh, antenna hit coming from Camposano.
Both teams with their fair share of misfires.
Yes.
So far here in set number 3.
Total nga natin ang mga errors ng dalawang teams. Wow. Service errors alone. 16 para sa Cotabato, 12 para sa Army.
Intal gets it through the double block.
Meron ng ang AMC ay meron ng kabuang 13. 23 errors. Ang Army naman ay mayroong 25, 29 errors.
3-point game. Cotabato leading by 3.
And you can say that teams are still playing their well to getting in better shape. Mandal tried to keep that ball up. Instead, the Troopers will bring that one home.
Labide again attacking. Labide now definitely in double digits. First player in double digits for
The
Army.
Troopers, right? This comes after a 17-point output versus the Sea Lions on an 18 of 46 clip, under 50%.
Oh, nice serve. Jailo Labide with an ace. And it's a 1-point game. A little 2-point run for the Troopers. JV Sumagaysay is back in the game for Cotabato. This is practically the starting lineup of Coach Oji Mamon. Mans
nice.
Gampong with an off-speed attack.
Yes, faking down the line, going diagonal on that soft hit for a 2-point lead as we reach the first technical timeout here in set number 4.
This is the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2023 live on One Sports. Now, Eric and Coach Ronnie, earlier you mentioned the service and receive of the Army Troopers, and head coach Melvin Carolino also admitted these to me earlier that these two are actually their weakest links, and surprisingly, these were their main focuses for the 9-day break, and yet they still serve as Army's main errors of today's game. Ang sabi ni Coach Melvin, they seem to be mirroring their last game, puro errors, and hindi na naman lumalabas yung totoong laro nila. Back to you, Eric and Coach Ronnie.
Thank you, Ayana. To recall, 43 errors for the Army Troopers against Navy. A team that committed only 26 errors, but they still won, fortunately for them. Attack error there from Labide off the back row.
I thought that was quite low for Labide in the back row. He hit quickly, but that ball sailed too long. 2-point lead. And this error field third set once again.
So many errors for both teams. Either attack error, service error, really just halting any form of momentum.
Walang rally tayo halos nakikita. Sa dulo na lang nagkakaroon talaga pag nagiging mas maiingat na sila.
Liberato, better serve. Silang will set it. Jao Umandal, another kill.
Si Jao Umandal yun lang yung nakikita kong oblivious dun sa palitan ng errors. He's playing at a certain level, and that is a sign of a very good player. Wherein, if the teams or your teammates or the opposition is not playing to that level, basta ikaw, yun yung kahusayan mo, yun yung ilalabas mo.
Rojas.
Coverage problem once again para sa Cotabato. We saw that in the previous set. Actually, maski sila yung umatake, walang nagko-cover sa likod. Ito, na-deflect na-slow down na, pero wala na namang sumalo. Troopers get their 9-point.
1-point game. Service error again. Patrick Rojas.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. This is not his day after putting in 9 points, top scoring for the Troopers against the Sea Lions. Rojas today really struggling.
You meant 19 points. Tama,
Yep,
no?
19 points.
19 points.
Mike King sets it up for Labide. Rojas there for coverage. Labide will try again. Oh, Jailo Labide, yes.
It's the defense of Camposano. Beating the double block on that rebound play as Ramirez once again locates Labide through the block.
Just will not be denied. Back to a 1-point game. 10 serving 11. Set number 4. Ooh, Enciso.
You see the agony of Coach Carolino, really. We saw that earlier from Coach Oji Mamon every time they made a miscue. That's why the patience of coaches have to be long, and you have to be very careful with your choice of words because the confidence sometimes tends to be shaky pag meron kang hindi masyadong magandang nasabi.
Sabi. Lapide again. Block. Coverage by King. Jailo. Coverage this time by Enciso. Oh!
Can you believe that? Ramirez has been steady.
Yep.
All throughout this match. Actually, talagang sabay sila na silang. Ganda ng tapatan nila.
A rare miscue there. Double contact against Nico Ramirez.
In fact, Ramirez won his battle with, I believe, Owen Suarez of the Sea Lions. And as a result, not only did Ramirez have more excellent sets than Suarez, but it resulted into that 5-set win over the Sea Lions. Let me double check.
17 excellent sets for Ramirez.
Diba? 17. Si Suarez pala mas marami with 26. But they had more attack points with 63 compared to 52 para dito sa Navy Sea Lions.
Torres, that service outside. Wow, back-to-back service
I
errors.
haven't even finished checking my numbers when another service error occurs. And that puts them 3 points behind.
I already know anong gagawin sa next practice.
First
ni Coach, ni Coach Carolino.
After ng warm-up, first drill. Over receive.
Nice play, Nico Ramirez.
Yes. Was that Sumagaysay that Ramirez beat? Or was it Camposano? Let's check that play once again. Over receive. That was Camposano. Wanted a joust instead of trying to block. Itong si Ramirez after that over reception.
That's into the net for Camposano. 2 straight points for the Troopers.
Suddenly, they threatened once again the Cotabato Spikers. Di makapulaway yung Cotabato kasi pati sila
Daming errors.
daming errors. Oo.
This time, Gampong from the back row. Rejected! No coverage! And the game is tied. 3-point run for the Troopers.
Defensive rotation was not there. Silang to Gampong. No one there in that area para dito sa Cotabato Spikers.
And steady serving from Lapide, by the way.
Easily defended.
Rojas contributing. 4 straight points for the Troopers, and they're on top 15-14.
Camposano, tentative in that last play. Sa dami rin kasi nung kanyang attack errors, nag-iingat siya. But in the rebound and in transition, ang Troopers hindi nag-iingat. Anong tawag ni Coach Carolino?
Saan?
Doon sa paluin na malakas? Hampasarin ba yun?
Hindi ko na matandaan.
Pero to sobrang lakas.
That is outside.
Up 3. Top behind by 2.
5 straight points for the Troopers. So they're up right here as we get to our second technical timeout. So many errors for the Cotabato City Spikers, and you see them talking amongst themselves. They gave up 5 straight points to Mark Enciso, and the Troopers, who are now on top by 2, steady serving again by Jailo Labide.
Yes, he has been key.
Yep, that serve.
Easily defended once again. Oh! Coach Carolino once again reacting to that last free point given up by the Troopers, who could have led by 3, but they scored.
A broken play, and Nico Ramirez upset that they didn't send it over on the second touch. Not a good first ball for King. Rojas, that's going to be 4 touches. So 2 straight errors for the Troopers after the technical timeout, and we're tied at 16.
Kanina when Cotabato lost their hold on the 3-point lead, pagtayo ni Coach OG Mamon, nakapamewang. Nung nawala yung 2 puntos sa kalamangan ng Troopers, pagtayo ni Coach Carolino, nakapamewang din. Oh!
That's too far. The set for Rojas. Used the left hand, hit the antenna, and 3 straight points given up by the Troopers.
And they lose grip of the 2-point lead.
Yep.
And they are behind by 1. As Chris Silang finally up to the task in terms of service after spraying a lot of service errors earlier in this match.
Oh, much better delivery by Ramirez to Liberato.
Whom we haven't mentioned for a long while.
Yeah. He's been quiet, Kevin Liberato, after getting a mention to start the game, finishing with 16 points.
So
one of 3 players in double digits for Army versus Navy.
Connection restored between Liberato and Ramirez as Camposano finally scores para dito sa team ng Cotabato. Earlier, he was 11 of 28. Camposano has a total of 12 points. Now it's 11 of 29 at 34%.
And we're seeing Wewe Medina for the first time. Medina is celebrating his birthday 6 days from now, February 6. There's 24. Patrick Rojas drills that one in and ties the game at 18.
Redeeming himself after 2 attack miscues that enabled Cotabato to erase a 2-point deficit and lead by 1 previous or before that last cross-court point coming from Patrick Rojas.
Joshua Barica is back in the game. Service specialist looking to give the Troopers a 1-point lead. Nice serve. Umandal. Yes.
Umandal is hitting at a near pace of 50%. That's a high percentage hitter doing damage. Umandal, a total of 13 points. Is correct?
So Magaysay with the serve. Rojas. Yes. Patrick Rojas back-to-back points.
Deep zone attack by Rojas away from the last defender. Ramirez going to Rojas late here in the 4th to try and send this match into a 5th and final set.
Much better serve. Mats Gampong off the block, and Ciso keeping it alive. Torres, let it go. Wow, that's surprising. Torres all alone, the ball coming to him, just let it go, to the disappointment of Melvin Carolino. And Torres will get subbed out. And Joel Villonson checking in for the first time.
First time, oh.
Villonson, 32 years old, out of Davao, former Signal HD Spiker.
Played 1 set in that 5-set win. Played in the 3rd set, scored 1 point versus the Sea Lions. As the Andante finally makes his reappearance. Very brief floor time is what we've seen from the ace playmaker, part of the NU champion team under Coach Dante Lin Sonorin.
Oh, difficult setup there for Ramirez.
Could have been a violation there.
Ramirez sets it up by King to Labide. Off the double block. Oh, Jailo Labide playing excellent here in set number 4.
Off a broken play, making something out of nothing. Labide, I believe, is the leading scorer para dito sa koponan ng Troopers. The score is pegged at 20 apiece.
Much better serve for Enciso. Enciso with a save. A little too close to the net. Labide sends it over. The Andante will set it up. They go to Ismail. Uy will save it. Chance ball from Villonson. And Fauzi, Ismail gets the kill and gives Cotabato a 1-point lead.
Umandal was waiting for his touch. Here the opposite. But the Andante will not get that last attack or opportunity wasted as he goes to Gampong once again. He's also a very good clutch player. Someone who can give you vital points in the end game.
Here's Jao Mandal getting ready to serve. 1-point lead for the Cotabato City Spikers. Ramirez back to Labide. Umandal with a dig.
Oh, lakas.
Medina with the left hand hits the antenna and hits the post as well. Tied at 21 off an attack error by Wewe Medina.
Setting error in the part of the Andante. No way. Wewe Medina could have made the right adjustment. Ayan, no?
Substitution here for the Troopers as Liberato comes back in to replace Barica. Formidable front line for the Troopers with Liberato, Labide in front.
Situational sub coming from Coach Carolino.
Villonson with a good serve. He gets an ace with 3 players around the ball from Cotabato. Intal, Ismael, and Umandal were huddled around the ball, or at least where it landed.
And nobody was paying attention to that serve. That is what I saw.
Wow.
Umandal was walking away from that spot when that ball landed.
Timeout here by Coach Oji Mamon. 1-point lead for Army.
Kim, pa-endgame na tayo. Dun yung error natin, dikit-dikit to. Setting error, passing error. Ano ba, gusto nyo bang manalo o gusto nyo pa 5 sets? Naghahanap kayo ng airtime, ha? AMC!
All right, here we go. Let's see the kind of motivation the players have amongst themselves. Down by 1 here after back-to-back miscues pointed out by Coach Mamon. A setting error, reception error.
Too many errors.
To put it bluntly, that time around, Villonson with a service error, something
they'll take that. They'll take that. They'll take that. Kasi naka-ace naman siya ng isa eh.
But they're challenging this one. They're saying ball in, ball out challenge.
Nothing to lose.
They still have a couple of challenges remaining. Now let's see. That one was pretty close.
If they succeed, they'll only be 2 points away
Oh,
from sending this game into a 5th and final set.
on second look, it was not close. A quick decision here.
Sa tingin ko rin kanina, kala ko dikit
Parang
eh.
malapit, ano?
Oo. Yun ang difference ng technology sa mata. Kaya kasamang Eric,
Magsalamin na tayo.
diretso, nagsasalamin na. Diretso na tayo mamaya.
So unsuccessful challenge
Grabe,
for
no?
Coach Carolino, and we're tied at 22.
Maski anong pilis nung pitik ng mata, maski anong eye drops, iba eh.
Hindi kaya. Wait a minute. Clarification here by the technical committee. They're clearing something up with Lumer Pajarillo, our second referee. I think they're checking the positions of Cotabato, and it's all good.
Whatever happens in this match, the Troopers have really pushed the Cotabato Spikers to the hilt. Time and again, the much favored team have been on their heels.
Good pass. Liberato. Pancake save by Dayandante. Fauzi Ismail cross court. Great save by King. Labide sends it outside.
Pero hanga ako dun sa hustle ni Ramirez. Ang layo nung hinabol niya. Labide just could not get the ball to drop in. But that was a big play. That was attempted by Ramirez to get that point in their favor. 1 point lead. Cotabato Spikers late here in the fourth.
Kuhanin natin to. Dahan-dahanin natin. Pagka magmadali dito. Kuhanin natin to, ha? First ball. First ball. Diskarte. Kevin, harap ka, di ba? Pasukan mo na maayos. Pasukan mo na maayos, ha? Pag binigay sa'yo, paluin mo. Okay, pagka hindi, pasukan mo lang din maayos, ha? Wala tayo.
Go, tuloy. Laban. Alright! Super! Mo lang. Wala.
1 point lead here for Cotabato City. And as you heard from Melvin Carolino, they only need one to tie it. And they have several options. They just need a good receive. They were talking to King, good receive. And then either Liberato gets it or he fakes it. And they do a combination play. Let's see what happens.
That's a specific point of attack, but it has to start with a good first
That's
ball.
right.
Ayan na yung play na tinatawag ni Nico sa likod.
Yep. So Rex Intal with the serve. That's a good receive. Oh, decision
Ramirez
there.
went for it.
Went for the 1-2 play.
Yes.
And 2 match points for Cotabato, Coach Carolino.
I really like to listen to this timeout.
We'll call this second and final timeout.
Magtiwala ka muna sa spiker mo. Okay? Resiban mo na maayos. Spiker, palo lang ha. Harumpak. Wala yung pang gagawin ha. Kevin, pasukan mo na maayos. Squeaker. Ha? Kayang-kaya pa yan.
Wala pa yan.
Wala tayo. Walang first ball muna tayo. First ball muna tayo.
Let's go!
At dinig din naman natin, Coach Ronnie, harumpak.
Harumpakin.
Harumpak. Hindi ko alam kung malalim na Tagalog.
Malalim
yun, ha?
siguro.
Harumpak. Well, ang sabi kay Ramirez was trust your spikers.
So, because he went for that dump play. Maganda naman yung reception.
Yeah.
Yun ang prerequisite sana para magawa yung mga specific plays na gustong puntahan ni Coach Carolino.
A floater of a serve from Intal. Good receive. Combination play. Labide. And Labide scores. Saves 1. Match point. Camposano seems to be hurt. Holding on to his knee. As we take another look at that play. Jailo Labide with excellent fourth set.
1 point away.
Camposano seems to be okay. He's walking it off.
Pagpag. 1 point away ang Troopers mula sa Cotabato Spikers. 1 point away ang Cotabato. 1 more match point.
Good serve by Labide. So Magaysay plays center. Camposano. Labide. Enciso to Rojas. Rojas to tie it. Yes! 2 match points saved. Patrick Rojas ties the game at 24.
What about that set coming from Liberato? Was that Liberato? Enciso. After a break ball.
Another serve for the lead by Labide. Dayandante goes to Ismail. Over receive. An easy put away there for Cotabato.
Overreach para kay Ramirez.
All right, I think they're going to challenge. They still have 1 challenge remaining. Pai King is digging up the card. There it is. Was it? They're calling a net touch?
Challenge nga. That is their right for as long as they have 1 challenge left.
All right, we'll see.
Ayan, silipin mo, Rick.
And we're in a good position here. The panel is right beside the review team. And we have the benefit of checking it out early. All right, there doesn't seem to be a touch. But we'll see it.
Was it close?
We'll make it official. They're still giving it a look, but
Oh, importante yan. Go through the protocol.
preliminary review is what I hear.
You have to wait.
All right, they're putting it out on the big screen. Here you go. So we're checking if Camposano touches the net because the challenge was from Army. All right, so no touch by Camposano. Now they're saying overreach, but I don't think that's you can challenge that.
Pas puntos na kasi. The call was overreach. But they contested a possible net touch.
So now, Coach Carolino saying overreach, but the challenge they raised was net touch.
Yes, you challenged the opponent. No possible violation. Point replayed.
Replay the point. That's a big development. And team captain JV Sumagaysay is now speaking to our first referee, Jeffrey Barrientos. Okay, so there was a net touch violation against Ramirez. Called by the first referee.
And
they challenged
it.
that. There was no conclusive evidence as to whether there was a net touch. So now they have to replay the point. There you go.
They just have to play on because I believe a decision has been handed down by our technical officials.
I think that's part of the rules of the challenge system. If anything is inconclusive, they will replay the point. Labide is practicing a serve.
That's not allowed. You just have to play on.
So 24 all, point taken away from the Cotabato City Spikers. We're tied again. Dayandante will set it up. A chance ball here for Ramirez and company. Rojas with a push. He's blocked up top. Ramirez. Liberato. Umandal. Back row. Yes.
Wow.
Jao Umandal puts the Cotabato City Spikers back at match point.
Was that on the second touch? Yes, on the second touch, Umandal explodes from the back row and scores and gives his team another match point.
They lost 2 match points. This is match point number 3. Ramirez, one-handed set. Rojas pounds it in. Labide picking it up. Rojas, that was set, was behind him. Dayandante goes to Camposado with a push. Ramirez, Rojas. That's dug up. Back row, Ismail. Off the block, Fauzi Ismail delivers the W.
Umandal was asking for that ball, but Ismail gets the final chance. And what could have been a 3-set win turned out to be a 4-set thriller in an error-filled match. But in the end, it boiled down to the depth, I believe, ng Cotabato and the composure that enabled them to win in 4 sets in a 2-hour match laban sa hard-fighting Army Troopers.
This is a Spikers Turf Open Conference 2023 live on One Sports Plus, and Smart Livestream. And joining me now is the best player of the game from AMC Cotabato, Jao Umandal. Congratulations,
Thank you,
Jao. Of course, ito si Jao, 17 points, 13 attacks, 3 blocks, 1 ace, and 11 excellent receptions. Jao, medyo consistent yung pagiging best player of the game mo ever since last season pa. So gusto ko malaman, kahit na twice a week lang training ninyo, you have your own individual training. Anong ginagawa mo to stay strong and consistent lagi?
Siguro nag-maintain lang ako ng kondisyon ko, and then nag-aalaga ako sa Strive kila Coach Luis, na Coach Abby. Nagkatawan ko injury kahapon, medyo masama yung landing ko, na injury ako. Pero nakabalik agad ako. Medyo hindi nga dapat ako maglalaro kasi talagang sobrang sama ng injury ko kahapon. Pero ngayon, goods naman dahil sa ano.
Yes, of course. At least best player of the game ka pa rin even with the injury. But of course, Jao, sinabi nga sa akin ni Coach Oji na lahat kayo magtropa. So,
Yes.
walang problema yung chemistry and yung gelling. But then, since twice a week yung training ninyo, paano nyo pa ini-improve yung chemistry nyo?
Siguro ano na lang, ginegel na lang namin yung team namin, binubuo na lang namin. Kasi kumbaga ba yung pakikisama namin sa bawat isa, yung comfort zone namin, kami na yan eh, kami magkakasama, magkaka-teammate kami, national team, club team, school, kami rin yung magkakasama.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jao. Congratulations. May gusto ka bang batiin, Jao?
Binabati ko nga po pala yung mga sa Cotabato, sila BM, sila Mayor Sultan, and then yung family ko, sa US team, mga teammates ko, yung si Isa, thank you sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Cotabato.
Thank you so much, Jao, and
Thank you.
congratulations again. Once again, this is Jao Umandal from AMC Cotabato. Back to you, Eric and Coach Ronnie.
All right, thank you, Ayana. Congratulations, Jao Mandal, 17 points, coming off a 12-point performance today,
Yes.
much better. And then he had some help. Another player in double digits as well. I believe 2 players in double digits for Cotabato City in this 4-set win as we take a look at highlights of the last set.
Right, this was not an easy match to win para sa Cotabato given that the Army Troopers awakened after that second set win. Everything was tight after the match was pegged at 1 set all. But in the end, I thought that Jao Mandal just knocked in some crucial points. May have gotten minimal touches, but in those times that he had chances to attempt or to hit, halos bihira sumala eh. And he gave them that lift, especially dun sa huling set, because this match could have easily turned into a 5-setter had not Jao Umandal risen to the occasion. Makita mo sa mukha niya, alam niya, they have to get this in the 4th set. Sabi nga niya kanina, nasaktan siya kahapon eh.
Yeah.
And the longer you play, the more chances that you get hurt and the harder it is for you to recover, especially if it's a tough match. All in all, they survived, but not after facing a huge scare as the Army Troopers showed us a lot of teeth and a lot of big fight back sa kanilang tangka na paabutin sana ang laban sa 5 sets.
9 errors for the Cotabato City Spikers. A lot.
Tatlo dyan dun sa natanggal yung 2 kalamangan nila at tumamang pa ng...
That's right.
Yung 3 kalamangan nila, tumamang pa ng 2 ang Army sa dulo ng ating 4th set.
So Cotabato City Spikers win 2 in a row and they are undefeated so far. Meantime, Army, they dropped their first loss of the season. They are 1-1 in the standings. Coming up, we have the VNS Griffins and the Vanguard Volley Hitters. Thanks to our director, Arvin Cincollagas. For Ayana Perlas, my partner, Coach Ronnie Magsano, I'm Eric Depan. Keep it right here for more Power Meets Passion. This is the open conference of the Spikers Turf right here on One Sports.